Hello, hello. We are back. It's been, what is it now? About 4 days? 4 days? Somewhere around there. Since I last streamed with Leon and Ghoul and all of the other guys playing, what was it called? Fellowship. Been a busy weekend for me, but we are back. Time to hopefully shake off some of the rust in Noita that we went through the other night. That was just embarrassing. But let's see if we can't get something interesting done here tonight. That being said, let's switch over to the game screen here. Oh, that did not work the way I wanted it. There we go. Much better. Comfy music again. It's been a while. Alright, so new game, here we go. It has been quite a few days. I did play a little bit earlier today, but nothing too crazy. Make sure, yes. Have any intrusive mods on? Oh? No. Let's go. New game. Let's see if we can't at least get a regular win tonight. That would be... Oh, game, you know how to push my buttons. You give me mud, I say one word. Definitely not the right way to come back to the stream after more than half a week away, but here we are. What's that saying? Old habits die hard? I heard something break. Huh. Sounds like one of these eggs breaking. Or maybe that's just them spawning into the world? I don't think I've ever really noticed that sound before. Also, I did change some of the music settings, so if anybody is watching, please let me know if the sound balance is off, if you want the game louder, if you want the music lower. Actually, it looks like the game could stand to be a little louder. Looks like it's blending better. We'll see. I'll need to check the VOD later to confirm. I probably could have recorded a little bit just to see, but it is what it is. Oh, hey, Felice. How have you been, buddy? I've been rather busy on my end, so I haven't seen you around. How's everything? Music a bit loud? Thank you. Let me permanently lower that. Your audio could be louder. Okay. Is that any better? Can you actually hear the game now? Voice is about okay? Okay, that's fine. Another rape plushie. Nice. Sounds good now. Thank you very much, Felice. I've been struggling with those audio settings for like a week now. I have not had time to really do much for stream. But welcome, welcome. Another rape plushie. Is that another commissioned one or just because you felt like having one? I've had very similar audio issues. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I mean, I am sorry that you've had the issues, but it is always comforting to know you're not the only one suffering. I don't think I ever got the chance to see the last rape plushie that you did. I might have missed it whenever you posted it to the other Discord servers. I'm gonna have to take a look around for that. Making another raid because I felt like the last one was about as good as I usually make, and since I'm trying to improve, I need to do better. Fair enough. The pursuit of perfection is a path of endless practice. Kudos to you for striving to improve. Not very many people take that sort of initiative with their crafts. I used to be like that when I played guitar. I used to constantly practice to try to be more accurate, try to be faster, try to learn certain things. And it definitely feels good when you can measurably see that progress. So you have my what's the word I'm looking for? Support? Not really support. I'm cheering you on. I'm rooting for you. Those are the words I was looking for. I'm rooting for you and your success. Hopefully your practice will pay off. Pics of the for sure are definitely on Tim's Discord. I will look for them probably after stream done. And on mine. I did not know that you had one. I'll look for that after stream as well. Although I guess with the ease of how quickly one could make a Discord, it's not unreasonable to assume everybody has at least one Discord of their own. Probably should have gone looking for that sooner. My apologies on that. I can be a bit of a scatterbrain at times. I do have one. We have the link in the panels, and occasionally Streambot likes to, not Streambot, Stream Elements likes to wake up and throw the link in chat. Only sometimes though, whenever it feels like it's not had enough of my my shenanigans. It is a little sparse at the moment though, so don't feel any pressure to join if you've got too many on your list already. I do have a pretty decent memory for the regulars in the chat at least, or at least people I've regularly interacted with. So if you join later down on the line, that's also fine. You put your Discord invite link in your Twitch bio. I thought I did. Maybe it was just a little link thing, or maybe it's not even set up. Hold on, let me double check that here. Oh, it's not. Okay, I will add that to my mental to-do list and probably get that done after stream as well. Thank you. You have already been a great help to the stream tonight. Much appreciated. Aside from plushies, have you played Noita at all? Or anything else keeping you occupied? I've been dying to play Monster Hunter Wilds, but all of the PC issues I've been seeing and hearing about are kind of disheartening. Play Noita from time to time. Fair enough. Any interesting happenings you've had in Noita recently? I think I tried to stream Noita a week ago and that was a disaster. Pretty sure I spent most of the stream just starting runs over and over. I was fairly out of practice from not playing at all. Path of Exile 2 had me in a chokehold for about 2 weeks. Last time I managed to kill the Alchemist, Colmy, Dragon, and the dude in the Flash Cave. Flash Caves. Flash Cave. Oh, the Meat Realm. Are you talking about the skull or Tiny? Oh, nice. That's a lot of progress. Got the chainsaw wand from him, yeah. A very nice wand if you've got the time to actually build it up. I think that's the one that always casts the question mark spell, right? It's literally the meme, I cast bullet. It's so good. We've got a pile of sandstone here. This is going to be a very quick dig if we can follow the holes all the way through. Other than that, I played a lot of League and Magic the Gathering Arena. I commend you for admitting that you play League. I cannot. I've had a hard time adjusting to that community. Calling it a community is a bit much. Okay, fair. It is, I mean, they definitely see themselves as a community. They've all got the shared interest. They've got the TV shows and the music and all the stuff that makes up a community. Whether or not they are a good community is up for debate, depending on the individual. I personally do not mesh well with League of Legends die-hard fans. I mean, I'll respect the players of the game, but I can't. I don't usually play LoL on stream because my mods hate it with a passion. Yeah, and I'm sure they've also got their reasons for it. I am one of those people that will eventually get toxic when I play those kinds of games for too long, and so I try not to. And the only real way to not become that far involved is to just not play the game, which is a little unfortunate that the game kind of fosters that sort of environment, but it is what it— oh, that's rude. There is no way it should have blown up that quickly. Wow. Okay, well, we try again. But yeah, League by itself in a vacuum is an excellent game, but the lack of sportsmanship, I guess would be the best term. The lack of sportsmanship amongst the players in that community is just disgusting to me, if I'm being quite frank. I tend to recommend watching Arcane to everyone, with the caveat that it should not convince you to try League. That's fair. I have not seen the TV show, or I think it's a not TV show, a Netflix show, right? League is an excellent game when you have enough people to not play with randoms. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? So if you've got like a good scene going, you've got plenty of people to join in on the fun, rotate matches, create, you know, random teams, whatever the case may be. It's great. It's an excellent game. It's very well designed, very well balanced. But once you start mixing it in with all of the tryhards and you start getting all of the players that lack common social etiquette, it starts to become a breeding grounds of just constant bickering, and it detracts from the actual game, and it becomes more of a, I guess, how would I describe it? It becomes more of a competition between the players against each other, more so as people than as games. At least in the lower ranks. And exercise and suffering. That's the best way I could describe it, yes. Which I guess to a Noita player is nothing new, but there is a difference between subjecting oneself to suffering and being subjected to suffering. That is a torch on a stick. We will take it. That will bring us to the dark cave. But yeah, all of that conversation we just had is basically just to say, like, I respect League players for, you know, their tenacity, their willingness to subject themselves to the game. But I personally could never. I just cannot deal with the larger part of the community. So hats off to you for being able to play the game. And still, I'm assuming, relatively enjoy it. Oh, not think that would bounce that like that. Hello. Rude. I do enjoy it, but I'm way past trying to be competitive. Haven't played rank in like a decade. That's fair enough. If you're just playing like, I forgot what the mode is called. It's not free mode. Whatever their quick match thing is, that's fine. It's the competitive players that get really sweaty about everything that I don't enjoy. I think the last time I tried to get back into League was also about a decade ago. And then before that, I did play way early on, during the first like couple of years that it came out. And it was an experiment. It was an interesting experience. All random, all mid. If we're talking about League modes, then yes. If we're talking about Noita, then also yes. For different reasons, obviously. At least in mid, or rather in Noita, I can openly admit that the mid experience or the mid happenings in the game are my fault. In League, I can never be 100% sure that it's just my fault. That's part of my gripe with the game. Is that if I can't be sure that I'm the one at fault, then I start pointing fingers and it gets really bad. And so I'd rather just not subject A, myself, and B, others to that sort of toxicity. Also, welcome ENVTuber. How have you been? It's been a whole weekend. I hope you've had a good one. Ooh. Yeah, League is not good. Create self-censored people who overestimate their skill, blaming anyone remotely not doing great. Who would ever want to do that? Well, definitely not me. That's why I stayed away. And obviously, never the humble tournament winner Tablet Taku. He would never dream of such a thing. The most humble Noita player I have ever met. Ooh, free digging. Yes, please. Okay, so we have digging, we have the torch. We can go to the dark cave and pick up the extra HP there. Didn't see anything over on the right side, which means we're probably gonna go down with maybe 150 if we find a random one over on the left. Probably the best case scenario at this point. Ouch. Being specific, lately has been a roller coaster, although overall it's much better than it was in quite a bit. That's good to hear. As long as things are improving, that's all that matters. Things can never stay terrible forever. I believe there is a saying amongst some, I think it's medical professionals, usually say you need to get better before you get worse. It doesn't always apply just to sickness. Or, sorry, you need to get worse before you get better. I definitely know how to speak. My brain is all backwards because at my new workplace, everybody speaks Spanish, and so my Spanish brain is sort of just like in overdrive for everything now. Whenever I go to try to say something, I have to double check to make sure I'm actually speaking correctly. Which generally isn't the case anyway, but I think it's a little more important now that I'm spending so much time speaking a different language. So it's interesting to see people have separate thought processes for language. Yeah, it is. I haven't officially studied linguistics, but I have looked into linguistics quite a bit, especially since I also studied Japanese much later on in life. It's always been an interesting topic for me, how people learn and understand languages at different stages. I never understood people who actively translate the thought from their native language to another. I feel like that it's a very removed or early process before they actually naturalize into the language. I used to do the same thing like very frequently when I first started learning Japanese. I used to have to think of the word that I wanted to say in English first, and then I would have to figure out what that word was in Japanese and then translate it. I tried to stream in 2 languages simultaneously. I can do it, but it's tough. It is very difficult. I can speak with absolute certainty on that point. When I was doing bilingual customer service work for an electric company in my city, having to hop between the 2 languages for just about every call was a bit of a challenge at first. You get used to it as you continue, and I mean, for most of my life I've always had to switch between the 2 because my mother just adamantly refused to learn English. So that experience has always been somewhat normal to me, but it is definitely a process to have to constantly switch between languages. Double check that we don't get any surprise visitors from over here when we're exploring the cave. Okay. Berserkium and a 10-7 with a drill. This is an alchemist killing setup. Nice. Wait, what did you get on the 10-7? Was it bombs? Or lightning? I mean, unless you're gonna shoot the alchemist from up on the ceiling and then just off-screen him, that is also viable, I guess. Talking about your run. Wait, where was the Berserkium? I completely missed it. Drill on a fast wand is an alchemist killer? Oh, whiskey plus frog, right. Guess I could do Berserkium. Question is, do I want to? Was the frog? Oh. Where was the frog? Where's the frog meat? Don't tell me it got buried under this. Probably did. And then that one gonna be annoying to work with. Guess I can make a pit out of this. No, don't break the frog. That should be good enough, right? Alright, frog. Time to give me your juices. This is always such an interesting process. Literally just pickling a frog by kicking it around. I guess not really pickling it. What's the term for preserving something in alcohol? Is it still pickling? I feel like it's got a different name. Fermenting? Making Berserkium always feels so bad because you just have to go and kick the frog corpse over and over. I mean, I guess. I don't particularly feel bad about it. Sometimes in life you just need to kick a frog or two. It's all part of nature. I could also go kill Bridge Boss with this setup. That's the full heal. We want the HP up first. I can probably go around and get the orbs well before we pick up the full heal. Oh, there's a null mage over there. That's going to be annoying if he comes over this way. Seems like we're safe. Let's go get some orbs. Should be able to dig up through here somewhere. Usually dirt. A bunch of dirt that I can follow through. Just tablet kick the null mage. He totally won't eat the tablet. I thought it was the twitchy mage that ate the tablet, no? Or does the null mage also have the what's it called? The matter eating field? Speaking of tablet kick, that should be in the last slot. Why are you out here? That's the fun part. Throwing means failure. Kick it, and the matter eating field is not fast enough. Ah, I see. Yes, this. I don't know if that's the same as kicking speed. It is the same kick animation, but it doesn't. I don't think it has the same velocity. This is slower? Yeah, I figured. Could have poured this before it capsized away. That's fine. Just water levy up. I could do that, yeah. We'll pick up the pyramid orb, and then we'll come back for the full heal in there, and then we go and die to alchemist. Going to the pyramid just for you requires so much patience. Well, it's a good thing I've got plenty of that. We kind of have to go for it anyway. We didn't find any in the main path first area, so 150 is not a great amount of HP if we're gonna go and melee the alchemist with the drill. I want to survive at least one explosion if it goes off near us. I'm not even certain 150 is a breakpoint for any of his attacks. It probably isn't. I'm pretty sure it's probably a bit higher. The lightning is definitely a ridiculously high DPS. The pinpoint of light barrage, I think it's like 20 damage per point or something like that. And then the meteor is just a straight up meteor. Could get another orb from below the hanging bridge. That one requires dense rock digging. I don't think I can do that with just the regular digging bolt. Down here. Ooh, we might have a free orb from the bridge boss. Actually, not might, we do. We can just dig our way there. As a matter of fact, since we're here, I can probably just take care of this guy. Yeah, I was just about to say you can cheese brisket anyway. Yeah, thinking I probably should while we're here. Okay, he is positioned correctly, I think. Yes, okay. Just about halfway there now. That's the only thing I don't like about whatever this spell is called, energy sphere. The random projectile arc that they take is not the best in my opinion. I don't like how inconsistent it is and how it works. You're gonna have to elaborate on that one, Taku. I'm not sure I follow. Having only projectile damage scale based off speed while the slice damage is unaffected is just weird. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I like Energy Sphere. Also fair. I mean, Energy Sphere on its own is a good spell. I do not like it when a spell that is already flawed, like how Taku described, with half the damage being one type and then half the damage being another, already makes it fairly inconsistent with different enemies. On top of that, adding spread is, even if it's a minor amount, over a long distance with how slow the projectile is, makes it very inconsistent to its accuracy. I just don't see why that was done that way. It's very weird. Very decent stats. We can get rid of this. This one is okay, but not necessary. We might do Worm Farm if we can find an Purrplecat somewhere. Of course, that's not to say that, you know, Energy Sphere is just an outright terrible spell. If you throw speed up on there, the spread becomes negligible. If you attach, it can last a very long while. A very long while as a projectile. If you give it some sort of like anti-gravity or something to avoid walls, it can keep whatever modifiers it has on it active for a very long time. Energy Sphere is good for the start. Yes, it is very powerful for the start. It can one-shot just about everything in the first area that isn't the Acid Bleeder or Fire Mage or the random Uko that appears in the first floor. The only time it would be a hindrance, I think, would be if you were to start with the toxic modifier, where you have all of the toxic enemies show up with the little Moiki spitters. Those Moiki are really annoying to hit with Energy Sphere. Go for the heal now. That way. Egg. And then you have Energy Sphere with timer, and I don't know a single person who would choose it over any other trigger timer. Yeah, that one's that's definitely the special case of all of the timer spells. That's the timer you use in the hardest of times when you have literally nothing else. Okay, coming back up here with 200 HP, not terrible. So far I've had very little luck experimenting with triggers and timers. They can be finicky. I will give you that. They can be quite difficult to figure out if you are not aware of a lot of the general stuff that goes on with them. Do these not count as projectiles for projectile attractor? Guess not. Sparkable plus what? Sparkable trigger and explosion sounds fun, but I've had all of my successes so far with some variation on Lumi Boomerang. Lumi Boomerang is powerful, but it is not the end-all be-all solution for a lot of things. There are a lot of enemies out there that just do not care about Lumi Drill as a spell, or are highly resistant to it. There are enemies out there that just tank Lumi Drill a lot better than you would think. And I believe the damage type of Lumi Drill is also pretty well resisted amongst a decent chunk of enemies. So it does have its share of problems. Boomerang also boosts the damage. It does, but it's not by much. I think it's only, what, 5 damage? And I believe the Luminous Drill only does 10, so it comes up to about 15 per shot. Which again isn't terrible, but it's not the end-all be-all, the final solution to a lot of wand builds. I really got to figure out how to deal with this guy. There he is. Okay, now that we've lost like 30 health there, let's try to continue on towards the Alchemist without too much more trouble. I think we're gonna go overworld. Do I even have a way over the tree? I don't. Okay, fair enough. Oh, come on. I hate these null mages so much. Another thing to add to your to-do list, that Discord, really, I was 90% sure that that was the active one. Let me fix that right away. Where is this thing? Oh, bad idea, bad idea. Where did that guy even come from? Oh, was it the one that was down there? That's annoying. Okay, let's pause that. Give me one moment. Let's see here. No, that's definitely the active one. Why is it not working? I've had other people join. Hmm. That's not what I want to do. Okay, it looks like it's the same active one that everybody else has used. Yeah, that's definitely the same one. Oh, the Stream Elements one is not updated. Let me fix that. That's probably the one you're talking about. Stream Elements, why do you do this? Okay, there we go. Let's just make sure that is updated on all of Stream Elements. Okay, that should now be good to go. The next time that pops up, it should be the correct link. My apologies. Alright, back to this mess of a run. Oh, yay. As a copy mage. Lovely. That's annoying. Why does this shot travel so much further? Prank him. Oh, he still fires the other shot. Why? Being honest, it feels like such an awful idea. You already have stuff from Brisket. Yeah. We could always come back for this later. But also, we're already here. Do I just not have the damage to kill this thing? That's really annoying. Are you serious? How do I deal with that? Slime slows down the energy stream, causing it to not heal enough to kill the core. Yeah. This is not great. Not any safer down there. There we go. Of course, there's several null mages. Because why wouldn't there be? The mage caves aren't mage caves without null mages, I suppose. What is he focusing on? That one down there? Oh, there they go. Fight each other forever if I jump up. Okay, cool. Let's just leave them doing that. They'll eventually figure it out, I hope. Probably, maybe. Okay, that's not what I wanted to see here. That's an actual statue. Oh, he actually managed to kill him. What? Okay, interesting. That missed. How did that miss? Ouch. Okay. Bear. Can't hurt me if you can't see me. Two of those over there. You can't go up that way. There's too much on over there. Can't deal with this guy. That works. Guess I could do the same for these guys. If there was ever a run for me to use black magic, it would be this one. Okay, let's go overworld and then come back down on top of the alchemist. We're already down to 67 HP, which is not great. Ooh, don't fall. That's not what we're trying to do here. Okay, so how exactly am I supposed to do this? Do I drink the Berserkium and punch him with the drill? This is enough for about a minute, I think. Drink Berserkium, point blank, dodge like 3 attacks. Okay. I make no promises of survival, but I will try. I need to see, because I feel like a lot of those didn't do damage. Okay, so there was damage there until his shield came up, and then there's a very small spot in his chest, I think, where he still takes damage. Or like his head area, somewhere around here. Okay, well, now we know for next time. We go again. Weird formations. Alright, I think this one's just gonna be a regular run. No more fancy running around and all this other stuff. We'll just make do with what we get. Or try to, anyway. It's very visible with stuff like magic missile. Medium explosions cause it to not hit sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna have to be more observant of that the next time I go around killing him. Usually I'll just do a piercing explosive build to get rid of him. Wyrm pheromone. You know, I've been thinking about it. wouldn't worm pheromone technically be like the Noita equivalent of skunk musk? In terms of like the way it can be refined and processed into pheromones? I feel like that's very similar to the way they take, or they used to take, skunk musk and turn it into perfume. Was it skunk musk or some other thing? But I know there's like a really weird thing that you wouldn't expect to be used in perfumes that gets you, or that used to get used in perfumes. Kind of drawing a blank on what it was though at the moment. Hey, what's up, first one? Or on Eros, sorry. No, there's whale ambergris that is a very expensive perfume thing. But there was another substance, I don't remember what it was, that was extremely unexpected to be used as a perfume precursor. I don't want to look this up. Ah, okay. I just did a quick search. So yeah, they use this thing called, I already forgot the term, but basically skunk secretions have a compound in them known as thiols, Thiols. And those thiols cause the odor, or in this case the fragrance, to linger for a long time. And so they use that in perfumes to make them basically last longer. The idea of pheromones just being perfumes is funny. It is, isn't it? It makes sense, at least from a chemical standpoint. If you're using something like worm pheromones, which would typically attract other worms, the real world equivalent of, at least from what I can gather, would be something like skunk secretions being used. Also, welcome in on Eros. Happy to have you here. Glad you could join us for this interesting topic of conversation. How has your weekend been? It smells. Oh, that's pain. I may need to get out to get documents for things. Okay, fair enough. Gotta take care of IRL stuff. That's fine. I haven't been around for a few days because I've also been just like focusing on work and stuff. So I get it. Real life comes first. Hopefully it's nothing that's too annoying to have to deal with. Oh, that reminds me. I went to my well, over here we have these offices called the Department of Motor Vehicles, or DMV for short. I went there last week to get my license renewed, and apparently all of the offices now require you to make it a reservation appointment in order to sit down and wait for them to attend you later on. It's such a ridiculous system they've put in place, which I guess fair enough. They do have an online system to get done what I needed to get done, but it's such a dumb idea. And nowhere online does it say that the appointments are required for any of the offices, which is what really irks me. There's no indication that these offices have made that requirement a thing. And so you can just imagine people that go there for simple document updates having to be turned away, make an appointment for like 3 weeks down the line. The amount of issues that sort of system causes, I can't even begin to imagine. Also, welcome Light. How have you been, buddy? Been a few days. I saw your build in Valheim. Looks really nice. Definitely planning on getting the community server back up. I'm grinding Valheim. Yeah, I noticed. Definitely planning on getting the community server back up. Probably not this week, maybe in a week or two. Depending on like rent and bills and all that adult stuff. I might have enough money left over to set up a permanent server, or a semi-permanent server anyway. So that might be a thing. Made it to the Ashlands. Yes, I noticed. You've got all the fancy building materials now. Congratulations. Made it all the way over here. I haven't seen a single extra one beyond this one. Okay. Not the fire. But yeah. Aside from the Ashlands, have you done anything else, or has it just been one long Valheim and or other game grind? I don't want to spoil, but Ashlands feels like the PvP incentivized biome. Really? That's interesting. We may need to do something with that later on then, once the community server comes back up. And obviously we progress to it. Played some Helldivers and Deep Rock. Nice. I should look into getting Deep Rock. Or Helldivers on PC for that matter. I don't plan on renewing my PSN anytime soon. At least not for one game. It can be very dangerous in there. Yeah, I bet. Deep Rock is such a good game. So I've heard, and I have seen clips of it, of people playing it. It's definitely a game to play with friends or just people in general as a group. But I'm definitely keen on trying it. Deep Rock and Valheim are the same devs. That I was not aware of. The dev team is great, yeah. I mean, if they've got both titles, Valheim and Deep Rock under the belt, hopefully any future projects they take on would be up to the same standard of quality. Far too often, game development companies take the first successful titles and then kind of rest on their laurels and don't really do much to improve. Nope, no fire. Valheim is almost in 1.0. That's pretty hype, yeah. Okay, hello. Why are the two of you? Why is this a dead end? I'm so dead. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, we try again. How's life been? Life has been life. I've started working, like I said on Discord. I am... It's not a glorious job. I am nothing more than a glorified janitor. Although the title would have you believe that I'm a little more important than that, since we're called, what is it? Building maintenance. It's nothing as glorious as that. We just clean everything, make sure everything stays relatively intact. But it gets the bills paid. It is difficult work, I will say that. It is a 5-floor sports club that I'm working for. So you're an engineer? No. The engineers have had it rough the past couple of days. They've had a couple of issues with some of the internal workings in the building, and they've had to actually close the building for a few days while they get that situated. So I'm kind of glad I'm not an engineer at the moment. But yeah, otherwise it's been all right. Outside of just coming home from work and sleeping to go back to work the next day, we finally got our day off tonight, so we're just chilling. What are you? Burst of air. Good news, the new Stream Elements Discord invite link works. Thank you for letting me know, police. I'm glad that it works now. That's a very important thing to have work that I probably should have seen a while ago. So thank you for that. Stay back, foul fiend. I've had it with you bullying me. Okay, I bully myself, I guess. That's fine. Please put the fire out. Thank you. Do you want me to post pics of the Ray plushie there? Yes, definitely, please do. I never got around to, like I said, I never got around to being able to find or look at those plushie pics. And obviously you're more than welcome to post any updates and stuff if you would like there as well. You can throw them either in the grand hall or in the podium. The podium is kind of what I was intending for, like show and tell stuff, but either one is fine. Done. Let's take a look here. Ooh, it's even got the squigglies on the outside. That looks very nice. You gave it the little smile thing underneath too. That's cute. I love that. Also, story of her life. I'm assuming that's the whole work, sleep, work thing. It is a very common story. As unfortunate as it may be, it is also a bit of a required story. At least until all of our respective governments figure out that people are more productive if you give them the ability to be productive without having to worry about basic necessities. I don't know why I thought you meant Star Wars, Ray. I honestly forgot that that was even a character that existed. I have not kept up with any Star Wars stuff in quite some time. Ooh, teleport. Ow. No, stop bullying me. I bully myself, I guess. That's usually how that goes. Andor was pretty good. I'm assuming that that's either a short TV series or short series that happened, or the title of a movie. Cautiously optimistic about season 2. Okay, so it is a short series thing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Disney is just messing up on all of the fronts with all of their renewed IPs. Star Wars TV, that's a thing now. A little ridiculous if you ask me, but if it works, it works, I guess. It is much more grounded than normal Star Wars. Oh, but that's the thing, right? Star Wars is not supposed to be grounded. It's a work of fiction. There's been rumors about Kathleen Kennedy resigning. That's the the current CEO of Disney, correct? I'm sorry, with things like current event pop news and stuff, I'm not super updated on it. And then going on a parade about how she's not resigning when it leaked. Oh, it's just the Star Wars franchise. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I feel like recent Star Wars has just not been living up to the classic feel of what Star Wars used to be. Like all of their recent uh, game IPs have just been missing the mark, in my opinion. They could definitely have done a lot of different things. Disney agrees. Well, I would hope so. And again, that it's not to say that, you know, Kathleen, whatever her name is, I'm pretty sure she's got a reason for why she's doing the things that she's doing. It's just, I feel like she's gone about it the wrong way. Trying to incorporate a grounded sentiment into a work of fiction is just, it falls on deaf ears. Reason? Money. I don't think it's for the money. If it was for the money, they would do something that actually excites people, makes people want to buy the product. I have seen some of the discourse that's been going around with like people being upset at Disney for what they've done with a lot of these works. I like Andor, to be honest. I'm going to go on a limb and say Andor was probably the most recent one, which is likely the result of them toning down or bringing back a lot of the fiction. But again, I haven't watched or kept up with any of the Star Wars stuff, so I'm not sure. It's refreshing compared to the high-tech stuff. Andor is kind of old. Might need to look into it. I need water. These are not water. Visibilium, unstable telly, berserkium, pheromone. Came out September 22. Oh. I'll definitely need to take a look at it then. Because if it's the way you're saying, and they've somehow devolved further in the last 3 years as opposed to kept it on whatever path Andor was on, then I think that gives credence to, you know, all of the stuff I've been seeing about the series having been, I guess, hijacked would be the term to use here. I've never been a super huge fan of the Star Wars series personally, but I did have an interest in it when I was younger. I did play some of the older games. Well, I say some of them, but there were only like 2 that I actually played. There was the Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2. Me and my brother used to play that for hours at a time. That was amazing. And then I also played, I'm drawing a blank on the name, but you basically play as one of the factions of stormtroopers, one of the elite factions, and you go on missions and stuff. I'm trying to remember the name. I think I have it in my Steam library. Star Wars Republic Commando. It just upsets me because everything they are doing has changed much of the lore and just kept a general idea of Star Wars. They released a trailer for Andor Season 2 and Kathleen Kennedy did say she wants to go out on a high rather than the 3 years of lows. Okay, I mean, fair enough. Like, again, there's nothing wrong with trying to create a grounded medium or a grounded series of entertainment, but trying to inject that into an existing IP that is very much heavily fantasy is just not a great idea. So much potential, and I'm losing interest in the whole franchise. It made 99% of the lows. Get out. Yeah, and that's the same sentiment a lot of people are feeling. If you want to change something so fundamentally, just make a new thing. And that's basically the whole point of the conversation, right? Is a lot of directors, it's not even just Kathleen Kennedy, it's a lot of more recent directors have been taking a lot of existing IPs and sort of just reworking them into something that the original idea of that franchise or that movie, that whatever it is, was not based around. And it creates a very severe disconnect from the longtime supporters or fans of that series. Tolkien. That's another one I've been hearing a lot of bad things about. The Lord of the Rings series. What was it? I think it started with The Hobbit, right? There was a lot of talk about it being very good, but that it had some weird changes. And then a lot of the more recent stuff has just been extremely bad from what I've heard. Haven't seen The Hobbit. I haven't watched it either. Their fighting is just flying around, movies, the weapons. Just make a joke of what the lightsabers are supposed to be. Yeah, I mean, the lightsabers are more for how do I describe this? At least the way that I understood it was the lightsaber was more a symbol of status amongst the Jedi, if I'm not mistaken. They would only use the lightsabers in extreme circumstances where they needed to use them. It wasn't something that they would just flail around and, you know, obviously a lot of the big points of the series were the lightsaber battles between the Jedi Masters or whatever the case may be. But that was more just to keep the interest of the movie going. And it definitely wasn't like a main point of the series. If they've somehow detracted from that idea and made it so that it's something that they heavily focus on and it's just a bunch of flailing like you're saying, then I could see why a lot of people would be upset. Have you heard about the character Starkiller? I have heard the name. I have not actually looked into who or what that's supposed to be. But I have I've heard the general sentiment is not great around it. As far as I know, Starkiller is the main character of a non-canon game. Okay. And then I'm assuming they introduced him into the actual canon as if he had always existed, or something along those lines. Don't think so. I mean, again, I'm just guessing here. I haven't closely followed any Star Wars stuff in quite a long time. And how you don't survive a hit from a lightsaber either. That's why they were feared. But now every other main character can just live through it through plot armor. Starkiller is still non-canon. Okay. As long as they are not confusing non-canon with actual canon stuff, then that's fine. In cinematics where he vaporized dozens of stormtroopers. I mean, with a name like Stormkiller, I'm not surprised. Except Darth Vader, because obviously, well, yeah. Lord Vader. The supposed strongest, what was it? The strongest Sith Lord of all time, or something along those lines. Ooh, fired orbital, my beloved. He was an anomaly though, wasn't he? Starkiller? From what I've heard, there have been more powerful Force users. Well, I'm sure there are other Jedi or other, you know, people that have existed that are better at him at individual things. Like, I'm pretty sure Yoda is probably still stronger than him as a Force user. I know there's Han Solo is widely believed to be an even better pilot than Vader when he was at his prime. But that's just like people drawing comparisons and stuff. But I think the main point, or the main thing with Vader, is that he has such a high ceiling for all of the categories that people measure. And that's what makes him the most quote-unquote powerful Sith Lord. At least as far as like that sort of speculation goes anyway. There was a story of a planet that had gigantic wells of good and bad force where a godlike nuclear family lived. Long story short, the family dies except the wife, and she goes insane, and Luke does something. Old Luke. He just had the ability to control energy in a really specific way, so he could use force lightning to increase his saber power and to do that burst of energy to vaporize people. Forget if he kills her or what. Right, and that's the thing, right? So like he's got such a high bar for each of these individual aspects. Being able to manipulate the force in very specific ways, being able to pilot in his younger years, being able to pilot starships and such very efficiently, taking up the teachings of all of the old masters as quickly as he did. All of these things set a really high bar for his character, basically. And then across all of these different categories, there are still people that obviously do, you know, piloting better, or force manipulation better, or lightsaber dueling. I believe Obi-Wan is still regarded as the best lightsaber duelist. But if you measure all of them across all of the different categories, I'm pretty sure Luke / Vader are kind of on average just higher across the board than everybody else. But on an average basis. That's not to say that he's like peak at everything that he does, because that's just not true. Funny thing about Vader is supposedly the dark side can heal, but only with active bad Feewees. He would get livid about his broken body, have it get fixed with force, but then he didn't have bad Feewees, so he would revert the damage. Yeah, that's what his that's kind of what Count what's his face? Count Dooku, I think his name was. Isn't that why they designed his suit the way that they did? He settles on the bacta tank. Yeah, he's got like an embedded bacta tank in his suit that sort of just like slowly regenerates him, and then I believe parts of his suit constantly give him pain, right? He kept the damage to increase his dark horsepower because he was in constant pain. Yeah, exactly. That, or I guess maybe Oneros is more well versed in it. All I know is that there was a factor of him being in constant pain in order for him to keep his strong connection to the dark side. How exactly he went about it, I am not clear on the details, but it was something about constant pain as far as I know. I should be selling these wands. He didn't want to let go of the pin because he felt like he deserved it. That is a factor, I guess. I'm not too well versed on his personal ideas on the matter. I've never read like comics or anything like that. I only have the general knowledge from the movies. I don't think it was ever explicitly explained that he wanted to, or that he felt like he deserved the pain. But at the very least, he had intentions of keeping the pain in order to keep that connection to the dark side, from my understanding. I think this is a good setup here. I really should sell those ones before I forget. At least that should cooperate. Okay, that's fine. Maybe a little more left. The armor was supposed to be unpleasant, commissioned by Palpatine, that was his name. But Palpatine also commissioned a far better armor made of Beskar, among other quality of life features compared. Palpy did this so he could be the next Dark Lord, and he ended up refusing. Okay, so that's what it was. He ended up refusing the better armor in order to keep the constant pain and such, which gave him such a strong connection to the Dark Force to begin with, is what I'm understanding here anyway. Which all in all makes sense, because from my understanding, the dark side is literally just suffering for power, or I guess attaining power because one suffers, and then using those emotions to further fuel whatever it is that they want to achieve. Beskar is bonkers. With Beskar, he is basically immune to lightsabers. Is that the same material that the Mandalorians use? I know they also, like, their armor is, I don't know if it's immune, but it's fairly resistant in some areas Okay. That's why Jedi hate them. Yeah, I could imagine. Hate fighting them at least? Yeah. I mean, the the Mandalorians are known as a warrior race for a reason. They are very effective at doing what they do. I believe I remember reading or hearing somewhere that the reason they use solid bullets is because the weight of the bullet is something that they can't deflect with the Force as readily as they can a light beam from a laser rifle or something. I was so upset at the cinematic universe though, because they had a huge opportunity to introduce the Grey Jedi. Also in his current armor, he can't swing above his head, but the other armor could. I mean, if his whole goal is to, you know, constantly stuff inside of the armor, he's definitely accomplishing that. I thought they used real bullets because if it hit a lightsaber, it would melt and still be flung at the Jedi. All bullets is because lightsabers melt and hit saber users unless they are really aware. Ah, okay. Makes sense. I thought there was also the fact that they couldn't readily deflect it with the Force like they would be able to with the regular laser rifles, but I might have misremembered that. I don't know. I don't know either. That's why I said I feel like I heard it, but I am not 100% sure. Lasers can't be controlled by the Force, supposedly, which is why it's so pointless to let what's his name do it in the movie. Well, they can't be controlled, but they can be deflected, is my understanding. That's they kind of add to it with the lightsaber. At least that was my understanding of it. I could be completely off base on that. He needs to be really strong, like only one or two people could, but they wanted to make him a special little snowflake. Fair enough. Oh, are we talking about what's his name? The angry boy. Damn, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The one that everybody was going crazy over. No, not Starkiller. What's his face? The one in the movie. Yeah, that one. Kylo Ren. Is that who we're talking about? 'Cause I could definitely see Star Wars or new Star Wars try to spin it in a way that makes him look better than he actually is. You're supposed to be faster than light. Mr. Ren. Kylo Ren. Another poor example of what modern Disney is, or modern Star Wars, I should say. I mean, if he was that strong, then beating Rey should have been cake. Should have been. But plot armor. And something about her being some sort of special Jedi. I don't recall what I've heard about her. But yeah. Hashtag Darth Ray Palpatine. Well, I laugh, but is that actually a thing? Is she actually a descendant of Palpatine's? Because if that's the backstory they gave her, and they made her this supposedly amazing Jedi, I don't know. I've been saying this entire time that I don't know. Is that actually what they did? If that's the direction that they spun her story in, that is the most stupid thing they could have done. I miss the times when Star Wars had Gungan winged hussars. He also fake kills Chewbacca. Okay, well, with Force Lightning. Wait, so now I'm, yeah, yes, the Jedi ability. That one I do know, yes. I am aware of that slight bit of knowledge. But now I'm confused. So, new Star Wars. Is it supposed to be some sort of like some really twisted redemption of sorts? Where she like hates the person that she's born from and wants to quote unquote overcome the darkness or something? Because that's really the only way I could see that being spun. Somehow Palpatine returned. This is actually a quote in the movie. It's a mess. The dead guy flung out into space. Yeah, he is toast. There was only one. As far as I know, there was only historically one. I believe it was also a Sith that could breathe in space or do something to survive in space. I don't even remember what it was. But I don't think Palpatine had the ability to, or the power to be able to do that. It's implied he resurrected through sheer force of will, or like, that's another thing. They brought back several characters, did they not? They brought back Obi-Wan from the dead as well, if I'm not mistaken. Through sheer force. The entire premise of the saga. I am starting to think that I'm glad I haven't been keeping up with Star Wars recently. It definitely sounds like it's been a shit show. I'll stick to my stormtroopers and going on gun quests and stuff. And Andor. And maybe Andor, if it is good when I get around to watching it. Ooh, wand. Chainsaws, let's go. I haven't seen chainsaws in 40 years. Star Wars movies are a circus. It definitely sounds like they've taken a turn. Not exactly for the better. Luke almost kills a kid. Did they give him a flashback sequence to before the, what was it, order 40 something? To be fair, that kind of runs in the family. Yeah, it kind of does. Like father, like son, or something like that. Not Order 66. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was it like a... Hold on. I'm thinking I might be confusing Luke and Anakin. Anakin is the... No, Luke is Vader. Or have I been confusing the names? I haven't watched Star Wars in ages. I know one is the father, one is the son. Anakin is Vader, okay. The kid he almost kills is his pupil Kylo Ren. So what, they wanted to drive home the point that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree or something? Not like a very contrived plot point. It just sucks. Yeah, definitely sounds like it could use some work. Don't read into it. That's kind of the whole point of a series like this, is it not? You're giving him too much credit. Again, I haven't been following the series, so I don't know how much I'm supposed to read into things or not. Let me tell you, back in my day, you actually had to work for the ideas you had about movies. Nothing was handed to you on a silver platter. You actually had to do some legwork and think about things. The prophecy said that the Chosen One will bring balance to the Force. This turns out to be true as Vader yeets Palpatine into a bottomless pit in Episode 6. Was supposed to be he had a vision of Ren becoming a powerful dark side user or something. And so the directors took that to mean, hey, let's have him almost kill the kid. Because that's a direct one-to-one correlation. Still premeditated murder. That's... oh my god. That definitely sounds like a direction to go in. Remember, we're the good guys. I mean, the idea of the good guys is always, whoops, dictated by the victors in history, right? As long as your side wins, your side is the good side. Just because the bad guys shoot lightning from their hands and the good guys use mind control. Exactly. But you need to keep in mind, the mind control is done in moderation. And that's what separates them from the bad guys. You know, forget the fact that they're actively manipulating people. I think by the end of the world of Star Wars, it is accepted that you need the light and dark sides of the Force to be balanced. Thus, the Grey Jedi, that's what I wanted, while the light side can also do lightning. Force judgment. The more you know. Yeah, the more you know. I never knew of this Grey Jedi, but it does make sense if they are a balance between the light and the dark. That would be the, no pun, well, maybe pun slightly intended, the gray area between the Force, or the two forces. You mean the same moderation which prevented them from stopping the Senate from becoming corrupted in episode 1 or before episode 1? Exactly, that's the exact same moderation. The one that told them to mind their own business while the rest of the world suffered. Mace Windu was gray. He used both. Mace was not gray, no. He did have some tendencies to use both light and dark, but they weren't balanced. He was more trending towards the light side of the Force, was my understanding. But he could draw on bits of the dark side to do things like Force lightning. I'm still mad that they killed Mace Windu off. He was such a good character. They definitely could have explored his whole concept a lot more before deciding to cut off his head. I forgot that happened. I didn't. Mace Windu was originally meant to be played by Tupac Shakur. Yeah, I did hear about that. And then he, you know, passed away. And so they reached out to the other guy. I'm so terrible with people's names. But the angry guy that everybody loves, Samuel Jackson. Yes, Samuel L. Jackson. Qui-Gon Jinn was the closest to what a Grey Jedi was, and I think he was approached by the Grey because of this, but for some reason he refused. Wasn't Qui-Gon Jinn Obi-Wan's master? I feel like he probably would have refused as a Grey in order to complete Obi-Wan's training. M was all about screw the rules and only follow the Force. Yeah, some of these you're gonna have to explain to us. Or he was all about screw rules, only follow the force. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I think we just go down here. We're doing well enough on spells. We just need better wands. And of course, we don't get wands, but we do get LDC for Telly. That's always nice. No multi-spells, but we will grab this. That's fine. But the metachlorians! Nobody cares about the invisible force particles. They even mentioned the gray when talking about Kegon. Really? Was this... I don't think this was in any of the original 6 movies. They're the bacteria in you? I thought the metachlorians were the particles of the universe that made up the force. I could be wrong though. As in, you're not special, only the metachlorians are. It wasn't in the movies, just very lightly mentioned the gray when talking about Kegon, but never went into it. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna have to rewatch the original 6. I am missing a lot of information in my brain. What was I doing here? I think I could actually probably do this. It would be a lot more damage. Yep, okay. Get rid of you. Yeah, get rid of you. No, we'll keep you. We'll keep some of you. What if... Nope. But what if... Yeah, that's way too much, okay. Put that back. Yeah, okay, that'll be fine. And then put this here, grab the spell refresh. But yeah, if you ever get Deep Rock, let me know. I'd definitely be down to play. Maybe not. He was one of them, but something about the 2 of them were mentioned in the same breath. And yes, Deep Rock. I will strongly consider getting Deep Rock then. How much is it right now? If it's not too much, I could probably do it sometime this week. And then we can do a whole... I guess we can do a DRG community evening. 30 retail. I'll think about it. I have to see about a couple of things first. But we will know by Friday or Saturday whether or not I get it. I mean, eventually I will get it. It's just a matter of priorities at the moment. Sometimes we need to be adults about bills and such. And I don't think it's pay to win. The DLCs seem to be cosmetic only. That's fine. Even if it was pay to win, I never really buy into that sort of mechanic. I will actively just grind a game if it's good enough. I forgot I'm fire immune. I'm over here trying to be careful about not getting set on fire. I'm gonna make a dark joke about being fire immune, but I don't think it'll land well. Better safe than sorry, yes. I personally don't mind dark humor, but if you feel like it might not connect well with people in chat, probably best to just not do it. I bet Vader wishes he was fire immune. I don't think fire immunity covers lava. We've seen that in Noita as well. We've all made that mistake playing Noita. We think fire immunity covers it, and then we go for a dip, and we lose an arm and a leg. Shop, shop, shop. Ooh, this could be useful. Have you played any of the Jedi Survivor games? Oh no, it's advanced fire. That's funny. I've played the first one, and then I decided I don't want to play any of the other ones. So if you want to spoil something from those games, you're more than welcome to. Because the story in the first one already just did not fit very well with me. The one was Cal Kestis? Yes, that one. Close to the end of that game, you're confronted with Vader. I am aware, yes. Dark Killer was better. Fair enough. I'm assuming that's saying something, given the earlier conversation about Star Killer. Oh, wait. Star Killer, was that from... What was it? I remember there was another game that was similar to this one that we're talking about. The Jedi Survivors. Is that the... That was the one that was, yeah, Force Unleashed. My brother played that one. I watched him play that. I was wondering why Star Killer was ringing a bell and I couldn't place it. It was a much better story, I guess, but still kind of off the rails. You were in an underwater facility and an explosion in the hull is the only thing that stops him, which is insane because how far you guys are. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting plot choice. Ooh, triplicates could be fun. Is that thing in the water? Huh. Nope, not. But it can be. I enjoy the game though. They're fun games. I do enjoy the play style of it. It's very much a similar gameplay style to stuff like the old Prince of Persia, the old Sly Cooper games where you can actually like you have actual free movement of the environment, even though they kind of like give you the yellow paint in the Star Wars games. But being able to go off of the skill trees and such is very nice. Never played Prince of Persia. I would definitely recommend it if you are able to. Definitely give them a try. The new one seems cool. The new one is, I feel like it's a detraction of the original trilogy. But again, I'm also speaking from a point of nostalgia. The first three were much better in my opinion. I'd also recommend Prince of Persia. The Lost Crown, that one was a bit of an odd one. I'd just go for the main three ones. I have the new one in queue. I'm keen on trying it, but I don't have high hopes for it. The whole 2.5D environment is a very odd choice for a Prince of Persia game. Warrior Within was good, Two Thrones was alright. Yeah, I think Warrior Within was probably like the peak Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia, the original one, Sands of Time, kind of set the precedent. It built the idea. Then Warrior Within kind of refined it, even though the story went in a very weird direction. And then Two Thrones kind of started going downhill. They did finalize the story, which was great, but it was very odd in its execution. Warrior Within is $2 on Steam. Sounds about right. It's a very old game. Yeah, no, I definitely the original trilogy is the DOS one. That wasn't a trilogy. That was a single game called The Prince of Persia. That was done in, I forget what the environment was. I'm pretty sure it's the DOS one. It was a trilogy. I don't remember it being a trilogy. Pretty sure the original Prince of Persia, you're talking about the side-scrolling one, right? With the very, at the time, weird motion capture, right? Prince of Persia 2, The Shadow and the Flame, Prince of Persia 3D was a trilogy. I did not know that the original Prince of Persia had sequels, or I guess secondary parts. I don't know if they were direct sequels. Back when Ubisoft made quality games. No, the original Prince of Persia trilogy that Fleece is talking about was not Ubisoft. They still make a quality of a game. Those are accurate words, Oneros. They definitely have a quality to their games nowadays. Ooh, is that a good wand I see? That is. Prince of Persia 2, The Shadow and the Flame was famous for being the first DOS game to have a talking narrator. I'm gonna have to look more into the original trilogy, because I knew the first Prince of Persia original one was very famous for its use of rotoscoping motion capture in its models. Excuse me. DOS is short for Disk Operating System, if I'm not mistaken. Very, very ancient command line structure that we used to use. It was Microsoft's operating system before 95. Oh, so like the floppy. Yeah, basically. It was during the floppy disk era. I'm just fucking joking, no? Well, you hit it right on the head. Back in my day, our save buttons actually meant something. We still have a computer that can run floppies. Really? That is a very old piece of technology that you've got, and it's very rare nowadays. If it's well conditioned, you could probably make a decent amount if you were to sell it to like a collector or something. In the basement somewhere. If it works through multiple floods. You never know. A lot of those old technologies were vacuum based. So as long as the vacuum tubes are intact, it probably would still work. I mean, assuming none of the circuitry is like rusted through or something. Mint condition, I wouldn't go that far, I don't think. I have a fully functional PC with a 133 MHz Pentium MMX that runs DOS. Really? That's really good. That's some good old tech right there. I have unfortunately been getting rid of all of my old tech as I've gone upgrading through the years. I don't think I ever personally got to play on a DOS system, but I was pretty well exposed to Windows 95 as an environment. So I still have experience with like floppy disks and such. Surely you can get a floppy adapter. It would be a mess. You would have to go from floppy to actually USB is backwards compatible through 1.0, so you probably could just go straight from floppy to USB. I'm sure someone made a floppy reader, USB floppy reader. Do they still sell floppies? I believe some places do still sell floppy disks. I wouldn't know how to tell you where to find them, but I would imagine that they're not produced anymore, but you could probably find somewhere to buy them if they haven't been already written onto. I have a both 3.5-inch floppy reader and a 5.25-inch floppy reader in that old machine. Nice. Haven't played, but from what I've seen, it's a really cool game. Unique. Oh, Disco Elysium. I have heard very good things about it. I've been meaning to look further into it. I just don't know how I feel about the whole simulation aspect of the game. I'm pretty sure there's like some form of relationship simulation, and I don't typically gravitate towards those kinds of games. We might have some floppy disks if it survived the floods. A was reserved for 3.5-inch floppy drives, B was reserved for 5.25-inch floppies. Yes, that's why we have the default C drive for hard drives. You are correct, police. The whole what aspect of the game? The whole like personal relationship aspect of the game. Like being friendly with people and such. I don't typically gravitate towards those kinds of games. But if the rest of the game is good, I might still check it out. I need something to condense the spread on this. That is a lot. You don't have to be friendly. Yeah, there is also, I guess, always that option. We'll use a 5/4 floppy disk sorter as a spice rack. Fair enough. I mean, you've got to make use of whatever you've got, right? I feel like there was a reduce what's it called? Reduced spread somewhere. Nope. I've heard there are runs where you can just grunt, remain silent for the entire game. I mean, with the way a lot of recent game titles have been, I wouldn't be surprised. Another ambrosia. Don't necessarily need that right now. Oh, hello, Kumitis. Goodbye, Kumitis. Ooh. Shuffle wand. Wand spell is nice though. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. I'm also really interested in Split Fiction. If I recall correctly, it's made by the same devs that made It Takes Two with some similar co-op stuff, which is not out yet. That could be really interesting. I have seen people play It Takes Two. Those co-op sort of games are always an interesting idea. They have a trailer if you're interested. I might take a look at it, sure. If you want to throw me a link to it in Discord, in the Grand Hall, I could definitely take a look at it later. $50 pre-purchase, I might hold out on that. That aspect always bugs me, pre-purchasing things without any actual proof of the game being good or not. Grand Hall is fine, yeah. I like the Steam page, it also has it. Here. From the makers of It Takes Two. Okay, I see. I'll give it a full watch later. Coming out in 2 days. Ooh, nice. I mean, as long as whatever story they have for it isn't too, I guess, well, It Takes Two wasn't really romance focused, but there were some romantic elements to it, I guess. Which is fine for the story, but not something I really personally am interested in. But from the couple seconds that I watched, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's romance focused. $55.55, $391.09. No. Oops. Now I need to click off the screen. I really hope they do the front path thing they did with It Takes Two. I don't think I know what that means. Did they add like a, I guess a couch co-op option, but you could, as long as one of you owns the game, you could both play, sort of thing? Only one person had to purchase the game. The other could download a friend pass where you could play with each other online. Oh, that's a very... Couch co-op was always in the game, methinks. I see. Okay, I mean, fair enough. If it's a thing that you had to do separately for online connectivity, that's also fine. That would be really cool though, if they kept that idea for their future game. I don't see why they wouldn't, since it is the same developers. But then again, you never know. Developers have been known to do some very strange things with their existing IPs, despite whatever might have previously worked. The friend pass could experience the full game start to finish. Right, so it's basically an online couch co-op pass that you download, and then you could play with whoever owns the full game. Four to be fine, and then 2. It makes sense since Steam has an online co-op thing anyways. I think the dev has to enable it or something, but I'm sure it'll be fine. The devs for It Takes Two seem like reasonable people. Plus, there is something to be said about adding your own specific method of connectivity instead of relying on Steam's co-op thing. The Steam connections are not as reliable as one would hope that they are sometimes. What's happening? I am exploring for better stuff. Got DC for a smidge. Well, welcome back. We're talking about a new game that's being made by the developers of It Takes Two, called I already forgot the name. Where is it? Split Fiction, which seems to be It Takes Three. That would be an interesting take. It's called Split Fiction. It's I guess a different take on the whole split story thing that they had with It Takes Two. It definitely looks interesting, at least. And we were talking about them possibly adding their own online connectivity stuff. And Steam's couch co-op thing isn't always the most reliable. It Takes Three polygamy done right. That would be a very controversial game. It would definitely be a game, yes. A game of the year, yup. Rock and Stone. Rock and Stone. I guess the only close experience I have to that is cave crawlers. Which in and of itself is not a bad game. I did enjoy it when we played it. I hope they flesh out the systems a little more when they continue the development of it. Ooh, big one. Give me that. Ow. Okay. I was gonna say give me that dark vision, but gotta kill some things first. Okay, rude. Let's see if we can find something in the Mage's Temple here. We are at 97% stomach. Let's head on up. Hopefully we'll find a good wand to bring down to the next temple with us without dying. Ah. These guys. Looking for wands. Oh, this one is stuck in the wall. That's great. And it's completely encased in extremely dense rock, which I don't have a method to break right now. Anything else you could offer me here, game? That I can actually use? That would be nice. Ooh, I am kind of hoping we find a heart mage here. That would make our lives just a little bit easier. Don't need any of that. Ooh, damage field. That could be interesting. Now, from what I know, there's usually only 3 wands that spawn out here at a maximum, but I could be wrong. Oh, I was wrong. There's a 4th. And nothing special on it, so we'll pass on that. I probably should have looked a little harder for Heart Mage, but I doubt there is one here. This is fine. Doesn't seem like I missed out on much. Alright, on to the next mountain. Speed up. Unstable crystal trigger. I think freezing gaze is, yeah, 20. Charge. Missiles 15, 20. Can't really make use of any of this. Damage field. Hold on to that for later. That. This. Glowing land. Not super useful here. We will take the permanent shield. And we'll make our way down. Harm aging will be more difficult. The only perk that really inhibits the harm mage trick is contact damage. As long as you're standing on top of the harm mage, you can still have him hit you through the shields. So it's not that difficult. Also, welcome, Mush. Glad to have you here. Hope you've had a good weekend. Ooh. Glad I wasn't any closer to that. But the dude keeps flying off randomly, I don't know why. They tend to do that, yes. I usually push them into a corner so that even if they do try to fly back, they kind of just get stuck on the wall. Projectile homing is kind of based. We're gonna give up on trying to spell wrap that for now, and we'll just have it all home in on the targets. That being said, there's quite a bit of mana to be using, so we're gonna drop the fireball orbital. Damage field won't be super useful here either. Lifetime of this isn't gonna go very long. You wanna be my friend that badly? Here you go. For Sparkle Chainsaw, I like to keep it rapid fire and manual aiming. It's a very effective system, yeah. Just keep it doing what it does best. Ow. I don't like the spread that this thing has though. Why is this not firing the way it should? It's not applying the chainsaw damage. Maybe I should put Maybe I should put projectile teleport on the chainsaws instead. Get the faster projectile mod from the mountain. And I could. I don't know if that necessarily fixed the issue though. Chainsaw is very small lived. The problem that we're having though is that it's not being pushed, the chainsaws are not being released inside of the target. Whoops. It will give you more range for free. Yeah, I'm not super concerned about the range. I'm wondering why the chainsaw wasn't being released inside of the target. That's my main concern. More projectile velocity equals easier aim, yeah, because it reduces the spread from the angle that it's being spread at. Still doing it. Still not applying the chainsaw inside the target. Why is it doing that? That's really odd. We'll just keep it like that for now. That's fine. I don't know why it's doing that. That's fine. We'll survive. Oh, it's even worse now. You could add one more chainsaw into that one. You mean at the front for wand wrapping? I don't want to rapid fire it. It's fine. Unless you mean this. But even then, this is kind of not useful if the chainsaw isn't being applied inside of the target. See? So weird. Try that again. It definitely looks like it works this way. And it's no longer working. Cool. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I've ever had this issue before with chainsaw, trigger chainsaw. Try dropping the area teleport. It might be the problem, but I don't see why that would change it. Yeah, it's still the same thing. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. It's being picky, I guess. I feel like it's probably just a wand. Probably doing something weird to the projectile speeds. It already has a very high amount of, what is it? Natural spread, so it's doing something weird to the velocity. I could see it. I could see that being a problem. The biggest problem right now is that we're not finding any good replacement wands for the attack one right now. Of course, it's a freeze field wand. Oh, at least he died. 1742, 2 spell cast. Let's try it with this one. It's got significantly less spread. Okay, it might have just been an issue with the amount of spread that was on that wand. So far we're 3 for 3 on the hits here. See if we can keep this going. Nope. Another miss. That is very odd. I'm not sure there's even an explanation for it aside from the payload being released behind the target. Maybe because of the velocity that we're shooting at? Might be an issue with speed up. Ouch. Nope, that was also 3 damage. I genuinely am confused as to why this is happening. Okay, well, Guess we rush to the next mountain now. That's fine. Revenge tentacles. 24% resistance from projectiles is nice. Explosion immunity or melee immunity would be much better. Replace scatter with regular triple. I don't think that's gonna fix anything, but we can try. Ooh, I like these bigger ones. Nope, still hitting 3s and 6. Ooh, bombs. Nothing crazy there. Are you interesting? You've got a lot of capacity. I can bring that recharge time down pretty quick. 725 mana charge. With this amount of stats, I could do a rapid fire that probably won't run out of mana. We can just constantly fire and we won't have to worry about half of the shots not delivering the chainsaw. No digging. That's not firing the way I wanted to. Because it's running out of mana. Excuse me. Guess we can hold off on this. And then we can throw this back in here. That should be fine. I could probably do without this, right? Double scatter serves no purpose. Oh, because no, we still this spell to cast doesn't naturally wrap. In order for the one to wrap around, you need a double cast of some kind. If I remove this, huh? I guess it's just lowered enough that it doesn't matter. I guess that works. Max mana 156. Yeah, this'll be fine. But add light. I don't have light. Oh, it's right there. Um, Though I don't think that's gonna help much of anything. We don't have too much mana to work with to begin with. I will need an add mana to make this actually infinite. But this will work for now. I don't think it makes a difference here. Yeah, it's the same. That's the wrong wand. I don't even need this one anymore. I forget, this is bombs, right? Yeah, nothing useful. I could just wand wrap with a chainsaw instead of doing this. That would save me some mana as well. There we go. I knew there had to be a way to do what I wanted. Well, it's not truly wand wrapping, it's kind of just aggregating the two. It's fine, all of the reduction from the chainsaws is more than enough. Ouch. Nothing useful. Crit on oil. Could be interesting. But no. No need. Witchy Mage, I don't want you showing up while I'm fighting the dragon over here. Hey, the rock is open already. What? Something die over here? No. That was odd. Goodbye, Dwagon. Yes, much better than what we're... not much better. V18 is not 725. Don't have an ad man to make this work either. Because this would still chunk the mana pretty quick. Do I have anything here that I want? Not really. Guess I could use it for digging. Ooh. Nope. Lots of gold. Okay, we're good. Now, don't need that. Don't need that. Need any of this. Here, view. Oh. This and this. That'll get some digging done. Digging more like strip mining at this point. Basically, yeah. We could go up for crit on oil. That would be huge. Now we need this. No longer infinite because of that, but ah, there we go. Easy fix. See. That's fine. Kick you. Make a hole. Anger Steve. Kill Steve. Take his pocket change. And then dig up. Right. Also, there we go. That crit on oil is gonna go so crazy right now. Black holes. If only we actually had a need for them. Okay, hello. Don't do it. That hurt so bad. What do you have? Nothing good. Where was that crit on oil? Somewhere over here. Was it you? No. Definitely not this way. Wasn't you. Was it out towards where Dragon was? Probably. Let's go take a look. I think it was that one. Yep. Crit on oil. All of this. Drop that. Oh, that's beautiful. 355 crit. That's scary. Something had to wound up there. Oh, hello. That's quite an unfortunate portal. Hello, Steve. I have come for your lunch money. Please and thank you. Oh, wow, we won the lottery on that one. Nice. Need anything here? Actually, I could probably get away with doing this now, right? Probably should still wrap. Oh. This. That should work. That's fine. Nothing in here. Boring. Oh. That was a little scary. I thought it was a bomb. Don't need anything up from there. Ouch. Do. Wait, don't need that. Ooh, bloodlust is very nice. Toss that in there for extra damage. Anything else good in here? And we'll just throw all of the modifiers. Why not? Projectile weakening, not super useful. We actually, do any of you have higher mana charge and non-shuffle? No. Fair enough. Easy win. Well, that's a very nice way to end a Noita stream for the evening. Oh man, it is so late. But yeah, I guess while the credits are rolling, I will begin to close things out here. As always, all of the attention you guys give the stream is very much appreciated. Definitely had some interesting conversations I didn't think we'd have, but always nice to see everybody get excited about what we're talking about. But yeah, good run to end on here. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day or evening wherever you are. Anybody watching the VOD back later on, I hope you do the same. If you are headed to sleep, I hope you have a good night, get some rest, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one, everybody.